Have you ever gone to insurance appraisal? Do you even know what insurance appraisal is? Well, we're going to talk about that, give you some of the basics, and also tell you what could happen after the appraisal award has been signed by two of the three parties, what the adjuster might be able to do to you. Stay tuned here. We are with Chris, the claims manager. Welcome, Chris. What are we talking about today? And what information are we going to dissect to see how insurance
Yeah,
companies are continuing to screw over the insureds? Maybe not intentionally, and
yeah,
maybe in this case, they have the right to do so, but sometimes it feels really unfair.
absolutely. And we've come across these situations before too. That's why it's
Right?
important to have a professional review your whole situation. That's one thing we always like to do, whether we're going to take this on as a
Yeah,
public adjustment or
sure.
maybe recommend appraisal. But the reason why we do those evaluations is even if the insurance company has open coverage, I'll just give you an example. Let's say on a roof, and let's say it's a tile roof. And they say that, yeah, we've got five tiles that need to be replaced. Well, basically, if you invoke appraisal and the two appraisals come to an agreement that says, yes, we need to replace the whole roof, we've seen a situation where the insurance company actually comes back and says, no, due to what's in the policy, we basically aren't paying for discontinued products, obsolete products. And so you just got to be
Matching.
very, very match. And yeah, you just got to be very, very careful before you invoke appraisal because it's so hard to have that appraisal opened again to try to get it added because it's almost like the final, like, this is where your number's
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
So,
So technically, in most policies, it does say the insurance appraisal process, which is completely different than a real estate appraisal process. Okay. The insurance appraisal process, it does say in the policy that the outcome is binding. Now, what Chris is talking about is the policy dictates what the award. So if they're like, hey, yeah, you get $1 million, and the adjuster's like, well, maybe $1 million to reconstruct that. But what we owe for our
mhm,
portion as the insurance company is 300,000 because we don't cover this other 700,000. Yeah, I mean that's what it might cost to rebuild it, but we as the insurance company are only owing 300,000 of that because the overlays of the
mhm,
policy is what we call it. If you take the award, you put the policy on top, how does the policy actually dictate to pay the award? And that's what it comes down to. And so it does sometimes seem unfair, but ultimately it
mhm,
is a policy that you as the insured agreed to get into by either signing the documents, paying your premiums, a combination of all of those things. But what Chris is talking about is you need to have a professional like us, bellatorclaims.com, review your
mhm.
situation. Is coverage open? What does the appraisal provision language say? How is it handled? Another one of the things is even it says, some of these new policies say even if you win as the insured, the appraisal, we don't necessarily have to pay.
Mhm.
What? Like, what does this even mean? So there are so many
Yeah.
gotchas and so many loopholes that are in insurance policies now that if you don't have a professional, Bellator Claims, looking at your stuff and making sure, hey, this is what we are seeing. Here are the pros. Here are the cons. Here are some major risks we're seeing based on the appraisal verbiage. What do you want to do as the insured? This is our opinion. You get to decide. If you
Uh-huh.
don't have somebody doing that for you, you're not working with the right people. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
So make sure you're not getting screwed over because you're not working with the right people. BellatorClaims.com will help you figure out the best way to move forward. In our opinion, we'll give you some of the things that we're seeing, some of the things that we don't like, let you
Mhm.
decide how you want to move forward. So, BellatorClaims.com. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.